What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing here, back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me doing the complete Hraesvelgr guide for you guys. We're gonna be going over the best teams, best artifact card sets, best gear, pretty much everything that you need to know about this fight, and also going through a run on the floors 1 to 3 and also the floor 4 and going over the mechanics of the fight, guys. So I did a video about this like around a year ago, guys, and yeah, with Transcendent bird being a thing, we actually have to do a updated guide here. And yeah, a lot of things have kind of changed in terms of meta teams, you know, best kind of strategies going about the fight, and also just obviously with the new Transcendent bird, we have to do a guide on that as well, guys. So, and especially now with all the new players coming into the game, guys, I wanted to definitely do a video on each demonic beast battle so that you guys know exactly what to do and that you are informed on exactly everything you need to know. Alright, guys, so post editing amazing here. One last thing that I want to mention as well is there will be timestamps in the description, guys, for any part of the video that you need to skip to, whether it's going to be your best teams or the artifacts or the actual run on like floor 4 of the bird. I'll have all the timestamps for every single part of the fights and also the you know, the guide parts of the video. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to mention that. Now enjoy the rest of the video. Alrighty, guys, so this is my graphic that I actually made here for the floors 1 to 3 of the bird in terms of the best teams you want to run, and then also the floor 4 of the bird as well, and talking about the best teams for that. Now what we're gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna kind of explain the reasoning that I went with these teams, and then we'll read the notes on the right and kind of talk about why it's important. So starting off with the first team for floors 1 to 3, we have the fully free-to-play friendly team for that fight. So that's going to be Hraesvelgr, Trader Meliodas, Miguelda, and LR Queen Diane. Now, you don't have to have LR Queen Diane. Obviously, you know, I wasn't able to DLR her to, like, you know, put it on the screenshot there. But regular Queen Diane is going to be completely fine, guys. And that the funny thing about that team is that all the characters are actually available in this celebration that's going on right now at the time I'm recording this video. So with the November festival, you're able to get a UR Queen Diane completely free. You get Miguelda, you are level 90 completely free. You get Trader Meliodas in your login completely free. And you get Hraesvelgr as well from that free banner, which is going to be you are level 90. So this entire team is completely accessible for all you guys that are trying to do floors 1 to 3. And so that's going to be the full free-to-play friendly team if you're trying to farm floors 1 to 3. Now moving on to the meta speedrun team, this is going to be the fastest team that you want to be running if you're trying to farm the bird mats on floors 3. On floor 3, you're going to actually get a guaranteed drop every time you do a clear, and so the meta speedrun team is going to be the team that you're using to, you know, get all your clears on the fight, and that's going to be the way to go about it. Now moving on to the floor 4 here, guys, we have the fully free to play friendly team for floor 4, and we also have the most consistent team for farming the fight. So floor 4 is obviously a new addition in Grand Cross, and we're going to talk about it once we do the full showcase, guys, in terms of getting into the fight. But yeah, floor 4 right here in terms of the full free to play friendly team, I actually went with LR Galland instead of LR Queen Diane. The idea is that you want to have a bunch of amplifies on that floor 4 fight, and LR Galland is accessible right now completely free to play in the LR selector if you do want to make that, you know, decision. Now I'm not going to say I recommend that decision necessarily, because the full free to play friendly team for floor 4 is not really the best team, and it really is kind of inconsistent in my opinion, but it's definitely a team that can work and will actually get the job done, guys. So yeah, that's the full free to play friendly team for floor 4. Now moving on, we got the most consistent team, which is going to be Xion, Thor, Trader Meliodas, and Miguelda. Now that team is actually going to get the job completely done. You're pretty much going to be able to guaranteed clear every run that you do with that team. There might be some RNG issues you could have, but overall, guys, that's going to be the best team for floors 4, and if you're trying to farm floor 4 the bird. Alright, guys, now moving on to the notes here. So on the top right, if a character has a holy relic, it is needed for the best results. If they do not have one, then it is not necessary, but will definitely help. For the floors 1 to 3, Miguelda does not need the holy relic, but is the most important one to get when you're actually farming. So as I mentioned right there, guys, you do not need Miguelda's holy relic to clear floors 1 to 3 with bird, but you definitely need it for floor 4. So once you start, you know, kind of clearing floor 1 to 3, you're gonna, you know, accumulate all the resources, and you can start making Miguelda holy relic, and then transition into the floor 4 and start, you know, kind of grinding that. And again, you can see here as well, guys, that I do not have the holy relics on Trader Melly, Hraesvelgr, or Miguelda on the free to play friendly team, as I wanted to make sure that you guys do not need it when actually clearing with those teams, and then only the teams that were the meta speedrun and the most consistent where you really need the holy relics. And I guess also for the free to play friendly one on floor 4, it just has to be a thing, guys, because floor 4 is endgame content. Now moving on, guys, we got the next part of the notes here saying there are many flex options for characters on each of these teams, whether they are DPS or support. Feel free to replace characters as needed for any of the teams. So I have here Freyr and Ultimate Escanor, so feel free to kind of mix and match characters, guys. If you want to run more of a unknown team on speedrunning the bird, you can definitely do that. You don't necessarily have to lean towards the meta speedrun team. There's a ton of options on the bird nowadays, guys. I just wanted to give you guys that option to feel free to swap out some characters. And yeah, just, you know, bear that in mind that like none of these teams are like set in stone. Eventually there's going to be better teams. There's also going to be more free-to-play friendly teams in the future, but these are the ones at the moment of the time I'm recording this video that are going to be the most consistent free-to-play friendly teams, but also the fastest speedrun teams as well. And then at the bottom here, guys, you can see we have Holy Relic, Red Tarmiel Link, and Blue Tarmiel Link. Now I actually do have Blue Tarmiel Link on my LRDN on the free-to-play friendly team, and the reason why I actually have Blue Tarmiel Link is because there is a phase on the fight that you will not want to have Red Tarmiel Link, because you can actually block affect the boss. And so that's why I ran Blue Tarmiel Link on this team, whereas this team did not need Blue Tarmiel Link, and we can run Red Tarmiel Link because we can bypass damage cap with these characters right here. So we do not have to worry about that phase at all, guys. Alright, guys, so that's going to be everything in terms of the best teams here for the bird. Let's move on now to the best card sets and how you guys want to be managing those. Alrighty, guys, now hopping into the card sets here for the demonic bees. In terms of the best card sets that you guys want to be running, it obviously depends on the teams that you are running as well, but these are the two options that I'm gonna have for you guys that are the best to actually run. So we have on the left side right here, we have Twilight Temple, and then on the right we have Aethernir's Refuge. So let's start with Twilight Temple and let's talk about exactly what this is able to do. So Twilight Temple is going to be used when running any team with mono race characters. The card set gives 15% attack related stats only if your team consists of characters with the same race. So if you are running a full race, you know, like mono unknown team or mono human team, this is where you're really going to benefit from this card set because you're getting 15% attack related stats. Whereas if we talk about the second card set here, guys, with the Aethernir's Refuge, so Aethernir's Refuge is used when running any team with mixed race characters. The card set is a universal demonic beast 10% basic stat increase. So you're pretty much able to get free 10% basic stats regardless of the team that you are running. So I definitely recommend the Aethernir's Refuge for more like newer players. Once you start doing bird and doing deer, then you're going to get the, you know, the deer card. You can actually make this card set, and it's a very universal demonic beast card set overall. But if you are running a mono race team setup, guys, Twilight Temple is going to be the way to go. And if you're not running any of these card sets, guys, feel free to set your artifact card support to just be combat class. Just give yourself as much stats as possible, and that'll still make up for the fact that, you know, even though you're not getting none of these big bonuses for demonic beasts, you're still getting as much stats as possible. Alright, guys, so that's going to be the best card sets right there for the bird. Now let's actually move over to the best gear sets and how you guys want to be managing your gear. Alrighty, guys, so the face cam is back, and we are now talking about special gear sets. Now, the only special gear set that you are going to be running on this fight, guys, is for Megelda. And the reason why Megelda has a special gear set, whereas everyone else is kind of just your standard gear, is because Megelda is a character that does kind of specific things that you want to be looking out for. Now, the main thing that you can see here is in Megelda's kit, she has a healing skill where, you know, it's healing based off your attack, right? Not healing off your maximum HP or, you know, anything like that, or diminished HP. It's healing through your attack. And so the gear set that I like to go with my Megelda, and I recommend a lot for you guys as well, is going to be an attack defense set for Megelda. The attack defense is going to provide 20% extra attack, whereas if you're running HP defense, you would get 20% more HP, but you would get a little bit less on your healing. And so I wanted to kind of, you know, maximize the amount of healing we're getting while also still being as tanky as possible. And so that's why we still kept the 2-set defense, and instead of going for like attack crit damage. And so we're more of like a tanky while being able to do, you know, dish out fairly good damage and heal up the team as much as possible. And so this is going to be the kind of, you know, format of the gear. Make sure you have the 4-set attack, and then you want to have the 2-set defense to make the attack defense set for Megelda. Other than that, guys, your gear is going to be standard for your DPSs and your supports. So for a character like Queen Diane, because she's a support tank character, we're going to be rocking her on HP defense. Whereas with Trader Melly, that we're trying to get as much damage as we can. So we got to go with an attack crit damage set, guys, to maximize the amount of damage that he's able to do on the fight. And again, guys, in terms of these substats on the gear, even Miguelda's doesn't have anything special, but you want to make sure that you are focusing on the correct substats here. So HP on the bottom pieces, defense on the middle pieces, and an attack percent on the top pieces as well. Alrighty, guys, so that covers the best gear sets right there for the characters that you are running. Let's move on now, guys, to the passives of the demonic beast and which ones that you have to be looking out for when going through floor 1 to 3 of the bird. So starting off with floor 1 here, guys, in terms of the best passives, in my opinion, the best passive that you guys want to be getting is going to be the critical damage increase. The reason why I say this, guys, is because the way that this one works is that the bird is going to get critical damage by 30% every time you remove ultimate move gauge on the boss. And you're not really going to be removing ultimate move gauge unless you're really using skills with Queen Diane when she has 4 or more ultimate move gauge, right? If you're not using any skills with her, you're going to be completely fine, and that's pretty much a dead passive on the boss. Now, the second one right here is actually kind of bad. It's going to decrease enemies' critical resistance and critical defense, which means your stats get reduced by 30% in terms of critical resistance and crit defense. So that one's kind of bad. This one's also kind of bad too as well, where whenever you get crit on, you're going to get a debuff of defense related stat lower by 40% for 2 turns. And so yeah, it's kind of annoying with these two bottom ones, guys, but I'm gonna be honest, like if you're running the speedrun team, you do not have to worry about, you know, any of the passes from floors 1 to 3, and none of them really matter at all at that point. But if you had to suggest one that was the ideal one to get, it would be this one right here. Now moving on to floor 2, guys, we have some more passes on floor 2. So on floor 2, phase 2, you're gonna have these 3 passes right here. In my opinion, guys, the best one's just gonna be the fill ultimate move gauge. So the boss is gonna get 3 extra ultimate move gauge, but the ultimate that he does is not really gonna do a ton of damage. So I actually do recommend this one the most. Now these ones right here are kind of annoying. It's gonna decrease your max HP based on his defense, which kind of sucks, but it doesn't necessarily matter too much if you're running the speedrun team. But this one right here I would say is the worst, because it's going to lower your attack and defense by 5% for 5 turns at the end of every turn. And yeah, it's a very annoying debuff. It's just going to keep stacking up on you, and unless you have Miguelda's Holy Relic, you're not going to be able to cleanse a lot of these debuffs, and they're going to be very annoying to deal with. But I mean, they're still fine. Even on a speedrun team, you can still get any of these passes and you'll still do fine. Alright, so hopping into the phase 4 passes here of floor 2, guys, I would say the best one that you guys want to be getting is going to be the top one right here. The reason why this one's the best is because it's going to only lower your damage reduction for single targets by 40% and in your AoEs by 30%, whereas this second passive right here is just everything 40%, and then this one right here is going to be 15 stacking up to 4 times, so that one's up to 60%. So if you do not have a buff strip, this one is going to be the worst, and then this one, and then this one. But this one is still, like, you know, you're guaranteed a certain lower, where, you know, this one is going to be stacked up, and this one's not as bad as this one. So I would definitely recommend getting this one if you're trying to go for your like first clear on the bird. Now moving on to the floor 3 passives here, guys. These are going to probably be the most important ones in terms of you getting the clear or not, especially if you're doing it on your first try. So in my opinion, the best one that you can get on this phase 2 of floor 3 is going to be this one right here. So the powerful strike one is going to be increase the hero's attack by 8% for each stance or buff on the enemy when using a skill. Now the reason why I say this one's the best one to get, guys, is because it's only flat attack that you're giving the boss, whereas with this one you're giving him attack related stats, right? So you can see this one's going to be 5% attack related stats for 3 turns every time the enemy ultimate move gauge reaches 5 or more. So every time you get an ultimate, he's going to get attack related stats, and related stats means that he has a higher chance of critting you. He has a higher chance of, you know, doing, you know, the critical damage, you know, increased against you, whereas this one's just increasing the boss's attack and it's not as substantial. And then this one right here, guys, is going to be the worst one to get, where attacking an enemy with a debuff results in a critical strike. So whenever the bird attacks you and you have a debuff, he's guaranteed critting you, man, and that's going to be kind of annoying to deal with, as whenever the boss is critting you, he's going to do a lot of damage. So just kind of bear that in mind. Another passive as well on phase 2, guys, is going to be the damage reflect one. This is going to apply an effect which reflects 25% of the hero's damage taken at the start of the battle. This one's actually very good too if you are running Miguelda and you get enough all stats. The reason why it's pretty good is because you're going to deal damage to the boss, you take the reflect damage, but then you lifesteal back the HP that you lost. So this one's actually not too bad if you're running like Miguelda, Trader Melee, characters that get a ton of all stats that can lifesteal it back. They're going to be doing really, really well against this passive. And then these are the most important passives right here, guys, in my opinion, the floor 3 phase 4 passes right here. Now, the best one that you guys want to be getting is going to be the weapon destruction one. The reason why this one's the best is because he's only going to be lowering you whenever he does a single target attack by 30% attack related stats, and that's usually attacking your taunt character or a character that's not really going to be dealing the most amount of damage. Whereas with these passes right here, guys, this one's going to give him a full heal if he survives with 25% HP or less and gaining 15% all stats. That's insane. And then this one right here is where he revives at 50% max HP when he dies. This one's probably the second second best, I guess. And then this one would be the worst right here, where he gets the increased stats and then fully full heals. That one's going to be really difficult to deal with, but I'd say this one's definitely the best, and then this one, and then this one being the worst, guy. Alright guys, so that's going to pretty much cover all the passes right there. Let's actually move on now to the showcase of us going through floors 1 to 3, and then also floor 4. Alrighty guys, so with that out of the way, man, let's actually hop into floors 1 to 3 here, and showing off the full free-to-play friendly team. So this is going to be the team right here, guys. We have LR Queen Diane, but again, remember, she does not need to be LR. We have Trader Meliodas, Blue Magelda, and Hraesvelgr, and none of these characters have Holy Relics, guys, so I'll turn off my camera for a sec. None of them have Holy Relics equipped right now. They do have outfits, you know, for the characters that do own them, but again, guys, this is going to be a very accessible free-to-play friendly team, in my opinion, and you'll be completely fine. So yeah, in terms of the gear sets that we're rocking, you know, standard for your DPSs on Freyr and Meliodas, we're rocking attack crit damage. Remember though that you can run HP on Freyr if you feel he's taking too much damage, and then Magelda here is going to be on that attack defense that I mentioned earlier, and then Queen Diana, again, as the main support of the team, she's going to be on HP defense, with the card set being the universal 10% basic stat card set from the Deer. So let's hop in, guys, and let's do just kind of a live commentary clear of the bird here, and I'll explain the mechanics as we go through each of the phases, and we'll talk about whether or not there's going to be things that you need to worry about, and just kind of the nuance of the fight. Alrighty, so loading up into floor 1 here, guys. Let's start it up and let's see what this team's able to do. Again, this team was always a team that was viable even back in the day. I know a lot of people ran this even before Queen Diane got Alar, before we had all these Holy Relics that released as well. You know, this is a very viable team, and now that we have all these characters for free, it's just very nice to be able to, you know, clear all 3 floors of the bird completely free to play, guys. So let's start it off here. We'll do these stands here with Queen Diane, and then we're just going to start building up Trader Melly. So for you guys that don't know, every time you do a double single target with Trader Melly, you're going to get all stats for the character, and also a damage reduction stacking up to 40%. So we're just going to start spamming our single targets here. So let's do this, let's do that, and then we can rip an AoE. So we always want to be doing 2 single targets every turn so that we do get that bonus, and that's going to really benefit us the most in terms of, you know, just getting that damage reduction overall. So there we go. And on this phase, guys, there's nothing really important that you need to know about on phase 1. He doesn't really do a ton of damage, and the only time you really got to worry on floor 1 really is going to be when we're at phase 3 and then also phase 4 as well. So yeah, so let's just keep it pushing, guys. So let's do that. Let's do this attack card with Magelda here, and then we can also just waste Queen Diane's again as well. And yeah, we have another turn of the stance that's available, so we should be completely fine when attacking regardless though, guys. So there we go. And yeah, on this phase, I don't think there's any gimmicks as well. It's just you have to tank the phase, and nothing super crazy with that. So right there, as you guys can see, we're just straight up patience-ing the boss, man. So it might not be the same for you guys when you're going through the fight, guys. You might not patience every single part of the fight, but for the most part, you should be completely fine in terms of tanking with this team. I mean, especially when you start stacking up Trader Melly's damage reduction, you shouldn't have any issues at all. So let's do that, let's do that, let's waste that. And another thing that you guys want to be working towards as you're going through this, you know, first phase of the fight is you want to make sure that you save Trader Melly's single targets as much as possible, guys, because we're going to be taking those single targets and dishing out as much damage on that final phase when we get to it. So I'm going to stance up here with Queen Diane. I'm going to do the ultimate with her as well. I'm going to do the Magelda single target, Freyr single target. This phase right here, guys, is just the passive phase. So what did we actually get for this run? We got the worst one. Okay, that's fine. We can still clear even with it. It's just a little bit annoying to get, but it's not the end of the world. So that's completely fine. Let's keep going. We're moving into phase 4. Now, this is the phase that's very important, guys, that a lot of people struggle with on the bird. Now, the way that this phase works is that the boss actually gains 2,500% defense increase on this phase 4. So you need skills that hit very, very hard to be able to bypass that defense. And you can see here, like, look at his defense stat, guys. 526. That's insane, right? If we look at like any of my characters, just to give you guys an idea, we only have like 22,000 defense. Insane. So yeah, one card that does a lot of damage, guys, is going to be Power Strike, which Miguelda does have on her ultimate, so that's usually going to be a guaranteed damage cap right there. I like to always go for that, so feel free to use your Miguelda card. And then right here is where you want to be using your Trader Melee card. So let's do a Trader Melee card right there. Let's mix in a Queen Diane card as well. Queen Diane does a lot of damage as she builds up, you know, extra damage dealt. So she's going to be dishing out, you know, hopefully a decent amount. And then we'll rip the final Trader Melee card, and that should be good to go. So let's see. Right there, guys, you can see Trader Melee is kind of lacking in the damage, right? Because you do want to save as many of those skills as you can get when going into this phase. So it is very important to get, you know, rank 2, rank 3 skills of that single target. So right there, obviously, we just got a little bit unlucky with our card draw, and you want to make sure that you have as many of these like higher rank single target skills to be able to dish out you know, as much damage as you can. Now, another thing to mention as well on this phase, guys, is that if you do not damage him, like if you just like completely miss damage at all on this fight, you will actually get infected and then destroyed by the boss. He's just going to do a ton of damage to you. So you do not want to have a turn where you're not dishing out any damage at all. You have to make sure that every turn you are doing some type of damage to be able to get a clean run here and consistent clear. So yeah, what I'm going to do here is I think I'm going to get the kill. Is Trader Melee full health right here as well? He is not, so he will actually full heal and gain a Miguelda stack, and so we can actually do this right here. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do the rank 2 right there, and the rank 2 should get it done and finish off this part of the boss, guys. Let's see. So we do the Diane single target, we do the Melee single target right there, no crits right there for him, but we with the follow-up single target for Melee, guys, with the rank 2, and you guys see how much damage you do on the rank 2 versus the rank 1. There's a big difference right there in terms of damage, and there's the clear of floor 1, guys. So alright, let's move on now to the floor 2, and let's see what else we're able to do with this team. Alright, guys, so we are hopping into floor 2 now of the bird. Let's talk about all the mechanics with this part of the fight, and we'll explain what you guys want to be doing. So off the rip, guys, this is very, very important. Do not use your Queen Diane stance yet. Until you get a top deck for Queen Diane stance, you do not want to use it. And the reason why that's important is because in phase 2, you're gonna need that stance to be able to, you know, pretty much stop the gimmick of that phase of the fight. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna waste my single target skills. So we're just gonna do actually double Freyr card, and then I'll do, I guess we'll just do Queen Diane and then AoE Melee. Just kind of saving the Trader Melee cards because those are going to be very important for our damage later on. So yeah, we just kind of waste those cards. Queen Diane's going to HP related lower him because we're LR, but even if you're not LR, guys, that's still going to be completely fine, and you don't need to, you know, get that HP lower because as you see, he cleanses it. So right there, we do not get a stance top deck. Now that was important, as I mentioned, because without that stance top deck, guys, we would have actually been screwed if I used it, because going into phase 2, you actually need to have a stance up. It's very, very important. So right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Miguelda heal. I'm going to do the single target with Freyr. I'm going to do the single target with Miguelda. And then I'm going to rip the Meliodas AoE. And then going into the next phase, we can actually use the stance. And we're going to get a pretty big benefit out of using the stance next turn. So there we go. Single target from Freyr right there. We get the all stats as we full heal and lifesteal all of our HP right there. Now what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to stance up. And I'm going to do the heal card with Miguelda into the single target with Queen Diane, and then into Freyr's single target as well. So that's going to allow us to dish out a fairly good chunk of damage while being able to stop the gimmick of this phase. So you guys will see here, as the boss goes for the attack, he will not actually be able to kill us, guys, on that one attack that he does, because we actually do have a stance up. So you'll see here, it'll show and it'll say like miss the target. So you guys will see here, he does the single target, and he's going to do another one right there. Completely fine. And then this AoE that he does right here, this would actually one-shot you if you do not have the stance up at that time, guys. You need to have the stance up, and Red Tarmiel Link, as I mentioned, messes that up when you have it on, because it actually block affects the boss for that skill that he uses, and he'll just pretty much one-shot you through it, right? So this card right here, 3,500% of attack. That is a lot of attack percent increase on that skill, guys. So you have to make sure you have a stance and make sure that you're running Blue Tarmiel Link if you're stalling on this this phase. If you're running a character that can bypass damage cap, if we look at Freyr's ultimate here, he does 100% as final damage as death damage at 6 out of 6. He's able to deal double damage cap. He does not have to worry about stalling on this phase, and so on a team like that, you can run red Tarmiel Link, and that's completely fine. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm just going to waste double single target so we get another damage reduction stack. So I'm just going to waste this. We can waste AoE Trader Melee, and then the other single target with Queen Diane. And yeah, guys, we should be good to go to move into the next phase. You can see he also has a revive as well on this phase, where he heals a little bit of HP, but then he just insta dies, and you can move into the phase 3. Now, phase 3, guys, is very important because this one is kind of a damage check in terms of, you know, how you want to go about, you know, taking out his HP. Now, if you have a whole hand of just damage cards, then you're completely fine. But every increment of his HP, he's going to get a different buff. So when you actually lower him to about 70% HP, he's going to get a defense-related buff. If you lower him from that, he's going to get a recovery rate increase. And then if you lower him even more, he's going to get a pierce buff when he's at really, really low on the HP bar. And so what you want to do is you want to kind of get him pretty much one shot in one turn if you can. If you're not able to do that, then you stall the turn and you only do one attack card just so that you only proc the defense related one. Because if you do proc the recovery rate heal part of his the gimmick here, then he's gonna, you know, get that full heal, and it's gonna be a little bit annoying for your run. So I'm just gonna insta one bang this phase here, guys, and just kind of clear through it instantly. But bear in mind that if you do not one bang through this phase, you have to kind of stall, and so I'd recommend only using one attack card and then just ending your turn, and then next turn you have to, you know, definitely make sure you get the kill. Let's actually stance up again to why not, guys. We'll do that right there. We'll do this, and yeah, we can do probably another, we'll do the Freyr ultimate, why not? Yeah, just to make sure we get the kill here. So we stance up with Queen Diane, all with Miguelda. We do the single target with Meliodas. You guys see he gets the recovery rate heal part right there, right? So you definitely do not want him to get that, as he's just going to full heal and then kind of screw over your team. Yeah, and then moving into the final phase, guys, we just rip all of our ultimates and we're good to go. And just make sure you're full health here as you're, you know, ripping your ultimates. And that's going to be floor 2. Very, very simple. And yeah, there's no real gimmick on phase 4 here. It's just going to be straight up, you deal the damage and you'll be completely good. So there you guys go, man. Pretty straightforward for the floor 2. Now let's move on to floor 3, and we'll talk about exactly what you want to be doing for that. Alrighty, guys, so we are hopping now into the floor 3 of the bird here, guys. So you're going to be completely fine going throughout this part of the fight, man. Yeah, I mean, the one other thing to mention as well, guys, that I actually completely forgot about the change they did with floor 4 is that all the passives that we had from the other parts of the fights are completely gone right now. So you can see here it says no demonic beast passive is currently applied, because all the passives that we had on floor 1, floor 2, they did not really matter. So the whole part where I kind of explained passives, guys, only really helps for that actual like floor of the fight. But yeah, I mean, it's good to know what the passives do though, so you're informed. But yeah, they don't necessarily matter as much as they used to now. But yeah, let's start it up, guys. Let's do what we did before. So we're going to stance up here with Queen DM. We're going to do double single target. I'm just going to waste the Meliodas AoE. And yeah, the only gimmick with this phase right here, guys, is that he's very tanky. So you can see right there, he's taking pretty much no damage at all. So you just want to start building up your damage reduction stacks and getting as many single targets in as you can to just start getting that damage reduction as well. So let's see here. He's going to go for the AoE. We're gonna definitely tank that. Yeah, you can see here he does blockade you, so bear that in mind that he will blockade you. So anytime you have a rank 2 or rank 3, you won't be able to use it, so you have to kind of bear that in mind. Once you do get Miguelda Holy Relic, guys, you'll be able to cleanse that debuff, because whenever you use the skill, it actually does remove a debuff. But yeah, at the moment, since we're not running any Holy Relics, you're not going to be able to do it. So as an example here, if I was to merge that Miguelda card, look, you're not able to use it because you are rank 2, rank 3 sealed. So alright, so what we'll do then is we'll do the Miguelda heal just so we full HP or heal. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the single target here with Miguelda. I'm going to do the single target with Freyr into the Meliodas single target. And we're hoping we get the kill here, guys. If we're not able to get the kill, that's fine. We can stall one more turn. And with that, we can actually just move into the next phase. And we'll see what we do there. So Trader Melee here with a single target. It is going to do a lot of damage, but we do not get the kill there because we missed the crit. Okay, so now we're going to get a bunch of rank 2s that we cannot use right there. He's going to do his AoE weak point skill right there, or a ruin, I mean. And yeah, that's going to do a fairly good chunk of damage. But overall, guys, we're straight up tanking this. Like, it's not really a lot of damage there too. We are going to get blockaded again, but that's fine. We're just going to do double single target again just so we get our, you know, damage reduction stacks as much as we can, right? So let's do that, and then we'll just merge melee so we start, you know, pushing up his ultimate. So there we are, and then the single target with Queen Diane's gonna get the kill, and then we move into the phase 2 here, guys. So there we are. So phase 2, we do get the, I think that's, yeah, the attack related passive, not the greatest. It's still okay to get, but yeah, I mean, you know, not the greatest passive right there. So one thing to bear in mind about phase 2, guys, that when you get him less than, I think it's about 30% HP, he's gonna apply a dissolve debuff on you whenever you attack him and not kill him in that turn. So you pretty much just want to kind of, you know, one bang this phase if possible, or just kill it as fast as possible as you can. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do the Freyr ultimate, and then we're going to do the single target here with Miguelda into the, and then just kind of waste this extra card right there too. If Freyr is not able to get the kill here, that's fine. We're just trying to get as close as we can to moving into the next phase. So boom, boom. And there you guys will see he gets the dissolve effect. So Miguelda is going to actually lose her ultimate right there. That's a misplay on my part, actually, because we did actually get dissolved. But yeah, that is going to happen sometimes, but it's going to be completely fine as long as you build up your ultimate again going into that next phase. So that's fine. Alright, so he's going to target Freyr because he's the lowest HP of the entire team right there. But when we put up Queen Diane's stance, guys, he's going to direct all of his damage back to Diane. So what we're going to do here is we're going to actually make sure we get, I guess, yeah, we just want to have a lot of damage ready, right? So, because phase 3, we're going to need a lot of damaging cards. So having Meliodas single targets are going to be very valuable. So I'm going to do the single target here with Queen Diane. Even if we lose her ultimate, we're not too worried about that. And then I'm going to rip the AoE with Meliodas. And then, or I guess what we'll do, actually, we'll just make sure we get the kill. So I'll do this because we're already dissolving Miguelda into this, and then we'll do a rank 1 Meliodas amplify just to make sure, guys. We have to make sure that we kill so we move into the next phase, and then we're not getting the effect. So right there, we do actually get the kill, and we're good to go. And now we're moving into phase 3 of floor 3 here. So we do have Meliodas' ultimate. We get another top deck as well. That's really, really good. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to rip all of my attack cards right there, guys, with the ultimate. And we're going to move into the final phase here just fairly easily. So yeah, the damage cap I think is going to be about 33%. So as long as you deal that, or it's about, like, yeah, like pretty much like 35%, I think. Yeah, so we just instantly do the ultimate. We follow up with the other attack cards there, guys, and we do not have to worry about that phase. One thing to take into account about phase 3 is that when you're on that phase, if you stall any turns longer than, like, I think it's 3 or 4 turns, you're gonna get all your cards sealed because every turn he's gonna seal one of your cards. And that's why I said that you want to have as much damage as possible to pretty much just bypass that phase entirely and not have to deal with it. Now, in terms of the passive here that we got on the final phase here, guys, we got the revive passive where he revives at 50% of max HP. So that's going to be a little bit dangerous to deal with because that means we have to do the whole health bar and we have to do the half the health bar on top of that. So let's start it off. We'll do the Queen Diane attack card. I'm going to do the Freyr attack card as well. And then I'm going to do the Meliodas single target into the Meliodas AoE. And yeah, we're just trying to get as much damage in as possible here, guys. And that'll help us kind of get him closer to that threshold where we could just kill him on the next phase here. So Meliodas single target into the AoE. Again, we are giving him attack-related stats because we do have maximum multi-move gauge on Diane and Melee. So Freyr might take a lot of damage here on this turn. Yeah, so because of the Melee's damage reduction, we're actually tanking that really well. And yeah, you can see here that he's just tanking it. We take the AoE here, so that's fine. I'm going to stance up here with Queen Diane, guys. And then I'm going to do the ultimate with her. That's going to full heal us. I'm going to do this single target right here. And then I'm going to do AoE. Now, you guys can see the boss is actually about to buff up right here. So, he's about to get this evasion buff. And the only way that you can strip it is with, you know, Trader Melee's ultimate, right? Because he has buff, what is that? Remove buffs and stances on his ultimate. So, if you have Trader Melee's ultimate available as he's about to do that buff card, that's going to be perfect because you can do that and then actually just finish off the fight, guys. So, let's do this. And then I'm just going to waste a AoE with Trader Melee. And then next turn, we're actually going to get the kill as we buff strip him from the evade and actually just finish him off right there. So single target from Freyr right there. And then into the Meliodas AoE. And there we go, guys. So now we're just about to finish the fight here. And we're actually just full health as well. Like, look at that, man. We did really, really good on that phase. And yeah, right there he gets the evade. But again, guys, we can just buff strip, and the attacks onto Queen Diane are going to do no damage. So we're pretty much done the fight, and that was very, very easy to do. So yeah, what we're going to do here is we're just going to, you know, drop the heal card with Miguelda. We're going to drop the Meliodas ultimate, and now we're good to go, guys. So that is going to be floor 3 right there. Very straightforward in terms of what you want to be doing, guys. But at this point in the game, man, floor 3 is super old of Bird now. It's very easy to do, and this was just a very free-to-play, you know, kind of showcase here that you guys are going to be able to actually clear all 3 floors of the Bird. And now let's actually move on to the most consistent team here for floor 4, and let's show you guys the team that we run for that. Alrighty, guys, so we are here now on the Transcendent Bird here with the floor 4. So now I'm actually running the most consistent clear team that I showed you guys in the best team section. In terms of the gear that we're rocking on the team here, guys, I'm running attack crit damage Xion, I'm running attack crit damage Thor, attack crit damage Trader Meliodas, and attack defense Miguelda. Now, again, guys, one thing to preface is that this is endgame content. So Transcendent Bird, if you're trying to attempt this and you're lower box CC, it's going to be very difficult to do. In this video, you know, obviously you can do floors 1 to 3 as a free-to-play very consistently, but doing this fight is going to be very tough, especially if you're trying to do it as free-to-play. So I just want to bear that in mind at the beginning so that you guys know when going into floor 4 how difficult it can be. But yeah, we're hopping in here, guys. Again, red Tarmiel link on the Xion because we want her to get targeted and her to get the most amount of damage taken. Now, another thing that is important as well is that you want to make sure Miguelda has more HP than Xion so that if somehow the targeting kind of changes, that Xion is the one to always get targeted no matter what. Because the boss is going to target the character with the lowest HP, and so Xion is going to be the character to do that. So yeah, and then in terms of the artifact card support, we're rocking the 10% basic stat universal card set. Again, guys, we were rocking this for the other team we showed off in the video, and this one is going to be really good too. 10% basic stats across the board. So alright, guys, let's hop in and let's see what this team's able to do on the floor 4 of the Bird. Alrighty, guys, we are loading into the Transcendent Bird here. This is going to be the hardest thing that we got for this video, guys, but with this team, because this is the most consistent clear team that we have, we shouldn't have too many issues going throughout the fight, and there's literally no passes that we have to worry about, guys, going throughout this fight, other than the base one where increase his own basic stats when you use a Purify skill, which Miguelda's actually does not count as a Purify skill because the cleanse is through her passive, not through the skill, so we're completely fine, you know, in terms of using Miguelda. So all right, let's start it up, guys. Let's just start spamming our single targets here. So let's do yeah, so we'll just start using them. So let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, and then we can waste the AoE. Now what's important, guys, is going into phase 2 we need to have multiple rank 2 skills. You guys will understand once we get to that phase, but we're gonna need a lot of rank 2s because the way we're gonna work around the mechanic is by using rank 2 skills. So on this first phase, you're just kind of stalling, guys. Nothing super crazy with this first phase in terms of you taking too much damage or anything like that. You're just gonna heal it up anyway with Miguelda, and you shouldn't have too many issues in terms of your healing as well if you're running Xion too, because she's gonna be providing healing based on how much HP she has remaining, because she has that inner kit as well. So let's actually do the we'll hold on to the Miguelda cleanse right there. Let's actually do the double Xion right here. We'll do that. We can actually merge that for the rank 2, and I'm gonna waste that. So yeah, we're still in need of the other cards right there for a rank 2. And the rank 2s, by the way, guys, do not have to be attack skills. They can be Miguelda, you know, cleanse cards as well. If that's the case, it doesn't really matter. You just have to have 3 rank 2s when going into that phase. So we take another AoE right there. Not super insane. Meliodas is actually getting targeted now, so that's a little bit different. I don't know why they swapped to him. But that's going to be okay. So right there, we do get block affected, guys, and this is why having a cleanse card in your hand is very, very important to be able to remove that that block effect right there. So we're going to do that. We're going to do this. I'm going to do this, and then this right here should actually cleanse us as we do the attack, because remember that Xion, whenever we do the single target right there, will actually cleanse when you do triple single target. So this card's not going to do a lot, but this one's going to cleanse, and we're going to do a lot of damage right there. There we go. So yeah, there we are, guys. Now we move into the next phase here after we end our turn here, so that's pretty good. So we do take the ultimate, not going to do too much damage. We're definitely going to tank that, and then Xion's going to take another hit, but we're going to heal that all back up. Completely fine. So there we are. Alright, so let's waste that card. Let's waste this. Let's do the... Actually, you know what? I'm going to finish with Xion, actually, because I think when I finish killing with her, we're actually going to lifesteal as much as we can with her as well. So, yeah, I'll try doing this. I think this might be too much, actually, though. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just going to waste that skill, and then we can just end turn here, guys. So that's completely fine. So there we go with Miguelda into the single target with Xion. Oh, we didn't actually get the kill. Dang. We kind of laced it a little bit though there. It's okay. And we refresh the crit chance, crit damage from our passive too. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, we'll be fine, guys. So alright, so now what you guys want to do on this phase is do the triple rank 2. So make sure you do the rank 2s here. So let's do this one right here. Let's do this one. We'll save this one with Xion just because it'll do a lot of damage, I guess. And we'll use the Thor one so we can kind of build up her passive too. Yeah, and then we can just kind of end turn here. So I'm just gonna do the triple rank 2s, and then yeah, we're gonna get the passive buff right there. So you guys will see every time we do a rank 2, he's gonna get a lower right there, and on the third one, you guys will see we actually do gain a shield. So you'll see here, boom, we get the bird's protection, and so now we're actually going to be able to dish out a really good amount of damage while being protected under the shield. So let's see here, he's going to do the second attack. That does break Xion's, shield right there, so that's fine. So she's not going to be dealing as much damage now, and it's mainly going to be Thor, but that's completely fine, guys. We still have Thor here to do her card. We can do now this card right here with Melee. We can do Xion's ultimate just to kind of rip it, and yeah, and then I guess we could just follow up. I might actually do a, yeah, I might actually just do a heal card right there actually instead, and then next turn we'll actually get the kill. I think that makes a lot more sense actually, so let's do that. Alright, so there we go. We do the ultimate with Xion. It's not going to do a ton of damage, guys. Remember, you're only getting a ton of damage when you use a card, when you have that Bird's Protection shield on this phase. And right here, if you did not have the Bird's Protection, you would get a ton of debuffs on you, and you have to have it by the turn 2 every single time. So right there, we had it right there. We are taking a little bit of damage onto it, but now it's gone, and now we have to do the triple rank 2s again. So I'm going to do the heal with Miguelda. I'm going to do the single target with Meliodas. I'm going to do the single target with Xion right there, and then yeah, we can just end turn here again, guys. We're gonna get the shield, and then we can do our damage again next turn. So there we go. We buff up, we do the Meliodas single target, and Meliodas actually still doing solid damage at that. And then we do the amplify with Xion. She does 67. That's completely fine, and we get the Bird's Protection again, guys. So there we go. Xion's gonna get targeted again. That's completely fine. And then we're going to move into the next phase. Now, one thing to take into account, guys, when moving into the next phase is you want to make sure that you save as many Thor cards or as many amplified cards as possible. Our whole hand right now is actually amplified cards or Thor cards, which is really good. So what we're going to do now on this turn is I'm just going to ult with Miguelda, I'm going to ult with Meliodas, and that's going to finish off this part of the boss, and we'll move into phase 3 where we need all of these skills right here. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'm just going to end my turn actually, because I think double ultimate here actually does kill. So we do the Miguelda ultimate, Meliodas ultimate, boom, we get the kill. And we're now going to move into the next phase here, guys, where we can take advantage of the amplifiers that we have in our hands. So let's do the Thor card right here. We'll do that last actually, because Thor actually removes the damage dealt that the boss gets whenever you do attack with a amplified character. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this skill as well. And then, actually no, we'll do the Xion one first. So we'll do this, Xion, and then we'll do Thor right there. And you guys will see here, every time we do an amplify skill, it removes a immortality stack that he has, and it replaces it with a damage dealt. Once you use a Thor card though, it'll completely remove the damage dealt, and I guess same with Xion now too. I guess Xion also does that as well, so very, very good. And then on this next turn, we can do the double Thor card right there as well. That's going to remove another set, and yeah, we should be good to go, guys. So there we go, we do take the AoE. And yeah, as you guys can see, every single turn that you stall on this phase as well, you're gonna get sealed. So right now we are stand sealed right now, so we cannot use stand skills, and we're gonna keep getting sealed every single turn that we stall. And so that's why it's very, very important to remove as many of those immortalities as fast as possible, guys. So let's actually do the yeah, we can actually do a heal card right now, because we do another 3 amplify or Thor cards, we'll be fine. We can do 3 and then just finish it off. So next turn we'll actually get the kill. So I'm going to do the attack card here with Thor. I'm going to waste this attack card as well, and then I'm going to waste that card. That's going to merge the power strike, and we'll be good to go. So very, very good stuff right now, guys. We're doing really, really good. So there we are. That's going to do the damage past the initial hit as well. And nice, man, nice. So yeah, we are removing all of those immortality stacks, and now this turn we can actually do 4 cards to actually get the kill, because we'll remove all 3 of those immortality stacks and then still finish off the boss right there. So that's really, really good. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna do the oh wait, no, we actually might have got screwed over, guys. Actually, we might have to stall an extra turn now that I'm seeing that. Dang, yeah, because we didn't get a top deck for anyone else's cards but the Power Strikes. Okay, so let's still go for it, I guess. We'll do this. We'll do this. I'll do that, and I'm just gonna merge this so we clear out our hand as much as possible, guys. And then next turn is where we have to get the kill. We have to next turn, because we're gonna get sealed again next turn on, I forget exactly what skills we do, but I think maybe it's like buff cards, I think, next. So we have another extra turn that we have available to make this fight, you know, secure. But oh wait, the Power Strike actually still removes it. I completely forgot about that. Wow, wait, no, never mind, we're good. Now we're actually good. So now he's immortality removed, and we can still get the kill, guys. Yeah, that was one thing I actually completely forgot. It's not just amplify skills and Thor skills, it also includes Power Strike as well. So Xion, again, like double attacks from Xion is gonna count. So you have literally no issues running this team in terms of just being able to clear. Like it's gonna be very, very consistent. So right there, we're just gonna Miguel the heal, and then yeah, guys, we could just finish it off. Like we're just gonna do the single target there, and we're good to go. So yeah, let's just waste that. Let's waste that. And now we are moving into the final phase where we want to get pretty much as much damage as we can on the boss there, guys. So yeah, we move into the final phase, and now this final phase is all about just nuking the boss. Every single interval of HP, guys, he's gonna get a different effect, but you have to make sure that you can just nuke him down to where that he's easily able to be taken out. So I'm actually gonna do this ultimate here with Xion, and then I'm going to follow up with the rank 3 Power Strike, as I think the first buff he gets around this HP is a defense related buff. It's kind of similar to like floor 2 phase 3 when we kind of talked about that, where every interval of HP he gets a different buff. And so the first one he does get is going to be a kind of defense related one. So doing a Power Strike skill is going to do a lot. And then yeah, guys, I mean, we can do, I guess, another attack card here with what's it called, with Xion, and it's gonna be amplified. It's gonna do a lot. And then Meliodas too, he's gonna be hitting very, very hard too. So Xion's gonna do her skill right there, guys. We're gonna do this skill right here. Boom, boom, boom. That's going to give the defense related, so we still attack through it. And as you guys can see, man, look how tanky the boss actually gets, man. It's a tough, like, a damage, like, amount that you need, guys. It's really tough, because the boss will obviously heal up, and, you know, you have to make sure that you get all that damage in. Now, you guys will see as well, those debuffs that we're getting right there are very, very dangerous. If you get a max of, I think it's 7 of those debuffs, right? Let's actually see here. So yeah, Hraesvelgr Wrath, so damage dealt minus 10% can be stacked, and when you get, I think, 7 of them maximum at the end of your turn, once it ends, guys, you actually will just die. You cannot stall that long on the fight. You have to get the kill. So what I'm going to do from this point on is I'm going to rip the Miguel the ultimate. I'm going to do the Thor single target. I'm going to do the Meliodas single target, and I'm going to follow up with the final Meliodas single target. And I think we're still just going to be able to finish off the fight regardless, guys, because we're just going to dish out a ton of damage anyway. So there we go. We do Meliodas' single target, and then we do the final single target, and we get the kill, guys. So yeah, floor 4 bird, definitely end game in my opinion. Not something that you guys want to be attempting early on, guys. And yeah, once you do get your clear here with the run, you can actually repeat this team now on floor 4 by using the I think it's the win source from the actual floors 1 to 3 grinding. So now if I wanted to do the run again, I would use a win source just like that, and it's gonna refresh the fight, and I can just farm floor 4 here, guys, to be able to get the Holy Relic upgrade. So there you guys go, man. That is going to be the section of the video right there. Let's wrap it up, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on the Bird Demonic Beast. So yeah, guys, that's going to be the complete guide right there on the Hraesvelgr Demonic Beast. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, man. Look forward to seeing the Eikthyranir, the Skolden Hadi, the Nidhogg, and then also Ratatoskr throughout the week, guys. We're going to kind of spread these videos out. They take a while to make, so I would appreciate, you know, hitting that like button and subscribing, guys. It definitely does mean a lot, man, as these videos are really, really long, man, and definitely take a lot of time. So yeah, with that out of the way, guys, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and we'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.